Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekenders YouTube channel. Today we're here in Istanbul, Turkey, and today we're gonna go around and check out all the historic sites. It's gonna be a ton of fun, so make sure you stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. And some of the historic sites, not all of them, because, yeah.
All right. I guess that's true. So, yeah, it is some of the historic sites. So we're currently standing in front of the Grand Mosque. The Blue Mosque is directly behind me over there. Obviously, we're not like history experts here on this channel. We're not religious experts on this channel, but these things are of cultural significance. So we're gonna check them out. And they are absolutely gorgeous and extremely intricate. So we're gonna check those two out, and then we're gonna head on over to the Grand Bazaar. We do have a couple days here in Istanbul, so we're gonna see some other stuff as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you wanna see some other things around Istanbul. But in the meantime, we're gonna get started over here with the Grand Mosque. So tickets for that are 25 euros. I don't know what the conversion yet is in lira, but we're gonna go find out and try to get in there. The Blue Mosque does not require tickets, so we should be able to get in there anytime. And so over here is the Grand Mosque, but I want to point out just over there is our hotel as well. And so we did a full review and room tour of our hotel as well. If you're looking for something really close to all the historic sites, link that video in the description down below.
Some of the historic sites.
Some of the historic sites. It's all part of the old town. Everything here is pretty much walking distance for the most part.
So our three goals today are the two mosques and the Grand Bazaar. We're gonna buy some things. Yeah. Let's go.
So we did catch the red eye into town last night. So we got in at 5 a.m. this morning, which is why it's 2 o'clock now, and we're getting a late start to the day. So not super ambitious for the day, but I think we can still get those three goals accomplished. Luckily, these mosques and the bazaar are all open until about 7, so we got like 5 hours.
You girls dragon.
Here is the Grand Mosque, and it is quite grand.
It's beautiful.
As I mentioned, we came in last night around 5 p.m. and unfortunately all this area is closed at dark. So our taxi driver could not get us anywhere closer to our hotel. We actually had to walk through all this section, and it is really beautiful though. The place was super desolate, so it's safe. We didn't have any issues walking at nighttime around here at least. But when it's lit up at nighttime, it is absolutely gorgeous.
So what just happened?
Our driver just dropped us off on the side of the road. Apparently this is the closest we can get to our hotel.
Yeah, that's the Blue Mosque. That's the Sophia Hagaya or something like that. So I'm noticing there's two sections. There's one that's the praying area, one that's the visiting area. So I think we can go to the visiting area today.
Yes, we want the visiting area for sure. We bought the tickets just now for the Grand Mosque. I bought them online to try to skip the line. But it's taken a little bit of time for those to come in my email. So while we're waiting on that, we're gonna go see if we can get into the Blue Mosque now. Hopefully by the time that we're done over there, then we'll get the tickets for the Grand Mosque.
Tell them what we did. Brought a scarf. Because I can't not have my head covered when we go inside. And I also put on a t-shirt because modesty.
Okay. And I also have my zip-on, zip-off shorts too, so.
It's like Lewis's favorite travel attire is zip-on, zip-off pants.
That way I can put my pants on. I can convert my shorts into pants. All right, so the Blue Mosque is directly behind me, and we found out that apparently in order to get the tickets that we picked up for the Grand Mosque, we had to come over here by the Blue Mosque, and there is a place that has tickets right here. So there's the Blue Mosque across the street from that. But so much for skip the line because we're waiting in line now. But we're figuring this out as we go. So apparently behind me here is where we actually pick up the tickets, which is still across from the Blue Mosque. So since we're here at the Blue Mosque, we're gonna go in that one first. That one should be free. I got my tickets online. They are 25 euros a piece or 1,250 lira. So if you buy them online, it's the same price, but I couldn't buy them in local currency, so I had to switch to US dollars. I think I paid $64, which I don't think the conversion on that is right.
Thanks.
So I, again, probably overpaid. It seems like that's a constant thing here in Istanbul, trying to figure out all the conversion rates. Since we're here at the Blue Mosque, we're gonna try to get in here. This should be free. We'll see how this goes. Here we are. I think we should be able to walk right in. Well, here we are inside of the Blue Mosque, and it is rather majestic, to be sure. So, I know they call it Blue Mosque and it looks rather gray, but I can tell you at nighttime when they light this thing up, it is definitely blue. So, I think also inside, I think it's a lot of blue mosaics. So we're gonna see if we can get inside. I know over at the Grand Mosque they had their dress code, and it's not really clear what the dress code is here, but I've seen people kind of come and go with shorts, with ladies with their heads uncovered. Although I did see already they stopped one woman to make sure she had her shoulders covered. So do dress modestly whenever you visit a religious site, obviously. So here is the visitor entrance, and this line wraps like around the block. Seems to at least be moving, but this is gonna take a while. So we're gonna go get in the back of the line.
It looks like a million people. The mosque is really pretty.
So as we're waiting in the line here to go in, you see the little wash-up stations here. So this is where they can come and purify themselves before they enter the house of God. And there are some of these minarets. There are 4 of them around the entire mosque. 6?
There are 6, yeah.
Oh, there are 6.
Yeah, I think I heard that this is one of the few mosques that have 6.
Oh, okay.
minarets.
I wonder what the significance of 6 on this one is.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's probably here 6.
Yeah. Well, we are just about to the front of the line here, and now as we enter the line, there are regulations over here on the billboard that tells us women must cover their shoulders and their hair, and it looks like men need to have shorts that at least cover their knees or pants. The sign doesn't make it look like you can't get in with shorts, but it seems like as long as they're below your knees, I think you're okay. And women too as well need like a longer dress. Again, I think probably has to cover your knees. Pants, I assume. It seems like pants are going to be fine for women as well. Here is Christine demonstrating proper female attire, or I should say required female attire. Also, if you don't have a scarf, they will provide one. So you can either buy one at the shop over there. They're like 25 euros, or that we paid 1,000 lira for Christine's scarf. Or you can get one here for free, like a rental. So if you want a rental scarf for your head, that's an option.
And then if your shorts are too short, they make you wear bags.
Yeah, so if your shorts are too short, then they give you these bags, dress style things to wear. And yeah, you don't want to be walking out here with that thing. Get your zip off shorts. In fact, I'll go ahead and put an Amazon link in the description down below where I pick up mine. So where you can get these stylish pants. Worn these things all around the world. They help out in situations like this. So I can put them on when I need to go in and then take them off when I'm hot. Shoes off as well. And you do not want to leave your shoes because there's one way through here. So we carry them with you. Here we go, inside. Oh, wow. Please do not put your shoes on the carpet, it says. All right, but at least it's nice and cool in here. But yeah, the mosaic work here is fantastic. There you can see quite a bit of the blue mosaics that give the mosque its name. But honestly, I thought it would be bluer. You look rather ravishing.
Say that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I don't think you can say that.
Okay. Well, you're looking very appropriate.
Thank you.
They do have this certain section here behind this line for all the visitors. And of course, if you're here for the prayer, they have a section up there for you as well. So if you are here for prayer, they do have a much shorter line. You don't have to wait in nearly as long a line. And Christine also tells me that apparently only men are allowed to pray up front, whereas women have a separate section there in the back behind me. Look how massive these columns are too. Let's see if you can get an idea here with people around it. But yeah, I mean, they must be 20, 25 feet in diameter. Absolutely huge. I mean, the photos of this place do not do it justice, that's for sure. I don't have the greatest zoom on this camera here, but Christine has taken some photos with her iPhone, so we can get some up-close pictures of the mosaics as well. So we'll put those in here. All right, so yeah, we just got outside. We're back out here in the courtyard, and it is absolutely beautiful out here. Beautiful inside as well. So even if you're not a Muslim or a follower of the Islamic faith, this is still a really interesting place to kind of come, do some meditation, do some relaxing. It's very calm, very spiritual. I actually really enjoy it. Plus the historic significance, really more so than anything, and the beauty. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is it.
Get the picture of me.
You have any final thoughts on the Blue Mosque before we move on to the Grand Mosque?
It is very beautiful.
And your hair is very appropriate for it.
Exactly. But I still had to cover it.
Yeah.
Because we follow local customs.
Yeah, sure do. So now we're just going to walk across the courtyard over the Grand Mosque. So we've got our tickets for that, so that should be fairly quick. All right, so Christine picked up a little Nutella bagel pretzel thing from that shop there. 50 lira. So about $1. It's not too bad.
They're kind of great.
Oh, that's $1.
We need some more Nutella. Really dry.
So Christine didn't end up liking her bagel thing, but I thought it wasn't too bad. Sure, could use more Nutella, but for $1, it was fine. I wasn't super hungry, but since we already bought it, I did scarf like half of it before we jumped in line here. So we are currently in line now for the Grand Mosque. As we go through the line here, you do have to don your headscarves and cover your shoulders, that sort of thing as well. We'll see what this one looks like when we get up there. The Grand Mosque, and look how old this is. This is awesome. I know it's just a bunch of bricks and stuff, but I really enjoy like ancient stuff like this. I mean, this thing was built, it originally was a Christian church back in the year 500, and then during a riot it burned down, and they rebuilt it as something else, and then it had a wood roof, and then another riot came along like 100 years later, and it burned down again. And it's kind of shifted hands over the years, and obviously now it's a mosque. But yeah, a lot of history here, like 1,500 years of history. Supposedly there are no surviving bricks from the original Catholic Church from the year 500, but I think a lot of these old bricks here that we're seeing are when it was rebuilt in the year 600. Here we go, up into the main part of the mosque. Wow, so this one's pretty as well. Out there in the main part, they do have quite a few murals, and then here, obviously, as well. So it seems like most of the murals here are actually painted, as opposed to like mosaics that we saw in the Blue Mosque. But still, again, very intricate design. It's interesting too. You can see some of it here is obviously unrestored, with maybe some of the older, or that patina, and look how dark that is compared to what has been restored. And then there used to be even some sections over here. I don't know if that's been damaged or what, but there's a lot of white spots on the wall. And I kind of see that all throughout, even over there as well. And I heard one of the guides mention over here that this guy up here on the wall is one of the Roman emperors. So just to see like the amount of history that's in this building is insane.
So apparently they were big fans of zebra print.
That's all over the walls here?
I'm guessing.
Yeah. I don't know. It could just be like maybe where they're trying to paint in like marble, because you can see like the marble down below has a similar pattern.
Maybe.
I think they're trying to mimic that. But here on this side, it said this is where the empresses observed religious ceremonies during the Eastern Roman Empire. So I guess that they would stand up over here and look down. So what's going on down below? So there, you can see. Again, this is an active mosque, so there are people down there praying. Interesting here, they're showing the mosque down there with the pulpit up there is kind of a little bit slanted to the right. They're saying that's so that way when everyone prays and everything, they can point directly to the Kaaba. I think that's Mecca, basically. So it would be southeast of here. But I guess it's interesting, too, that they didn't just build the building in that direction, but I guess likely is probably something, well, like I mentioned, it was a church and everything before, so they probably just repurposed it and shifted that wall. And you can also see some of the gold tile mosaics that are there as well. Those are really pretty. Sure, they'd be even better once they're restored, if they are. I mean, actually, the patinas is pretty neat too. Kind of gives you a feeling for how old this actually is. Here you can see again some more of the remnants of when this was a church. So obviously there's Jesus in the middle. I don't quite know who the other folks are on the side. Maybe like John the Baptist or something. It also makes me wonder too with the gold mosaic there, with Jesus and everything. Was that what this originally looked like, and then they covered it up when they converted it into a mosque and maybe ripped it back down to restore it? I've seen that so many times throughout history when different religions come into power, they usually destroy what was left from the previous one. Christine wanted to point out here this pillar has got an awfully steep lean to it. Let's see if we step back here and get the full picture of just how far that is. But it looks like, it's still holding up. I wonder, like, when they repurposed this, or they rebuilt it, if they just like, okay, just nudge that pole over a little bit, it'd be good. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here, guesses. Back down underneath the exit. There's all these cats around, and Christine's been jonesing the pet one. They've even got these like little cat food vending machines too, where you can buy food for the cats.
We're doing that.
And all the food, the proceeds of that food goes to helping, some sort of spay neutering program. All right, so that was the two mosques. I think it was pretty interesting. It's definitely interesting always to see how these things change hands over time. The history here, the grandness of them as well, and the intricate details and that people put into the amount of effort that's gone into preservation over these centuries. It's definitely really interesting. You have any final thoughts?
It was very beautiful. No, it was beautiful. I recommend coming by. Just make sure that you're dressed appropriately for it.
Somebody's still tired after we speed ran Paris yesterday.
We did like 1,000,000 steps yesterday.
Well, we're just getting started. This vacation has got a lot more stops. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow along with everything else that we're doing. Because next up after Istanbul is going to be Cairo. But we still got a couple days here too.
I would like to say something. I'm realizing we are not vacationers, we are travelers. We don't rest, we just keep going.
Yes.
It's catching up to me though.
Catching up to you, we're literally just getting started.
I know.
We're gonna make a quick pit stop over at the hotel and then we're off to the Grand Bazaar. All right guys, so it's a little bit later this afternoon. After a quick pit stop by the hotel, we did make it to the Grand Bazaar, which is just down this street here. So all along this whole area is like all shopping and everything. So they got, of course, like, designer knockoffs, bags and watches, Rolexes, all kinds of, anything you want, from shirts, hats, shoes, all kinds of things like that. But we're interested in the Grand Bazaar. We're gonna go see what's going on down there. So let's take a stroll. You got something to say?
I actually need to buy some flip-flops. I packed my Birkenstocks that are my oldest pair, and they are rubbing through.
And I forgot to pack a pair of sunglasses, so I'm gonna be on the hunt for sunglasses. Hopefully some polarized ones, because I don't like buying non-polarized. If they're non-polarized, I'm not gonna use them when we get home.
Hey guys, so here we are heading on to the bazaar, and it's that way. Liz is very excited because he definitely needs some flip-flops. No, I need flip-flops. You need...
Yeah, don't walk in the puddles.
Yeah, not walking in the
Who knows what that puddle is?
Yeah, you need sunglasses, all right?
Yes.
All right, let's go into the...
There's some flip-flops. These are nice. So here we are inside the Grand Bazaar, and you can see it is quite the experience. So it definitely looks like basically like an old, like 1500s shopping mall. But yeah, pretty cool. I like the ceiling for sure. All these old tiles and mosaics and stuff. Christine's checking out the bags.
I'm not going to buy one, though. I say that now. We'll see if I find a good first one.
All the lights in here messing with the camera
Are they?
refresh, yeah. This place does seem to go on just for like forever. It just never seems to end. But it's like all the stores are basically, it's like the same 5 stores over and over again now. So this is what happens when you ask for the bag from the back. He climbs way up this ladder. So Christine's looking at a bag over here. The guy says he's got more in the back. Wild.
Things you do for knockoff bags.
Yeah, and he said he said he would get it down just to look. You don't even have to buy it.
Right. Remember how I said I wasn't going to buy a knockoff bag? She did it.
She bought a knockoff bag.
Yeah, knockoff, Louis Vuitton. And not just one,
She
but
bought
2.
2 of them.
It's a good price, and they're knockoffs.
What was actually interesting about that store was he taking us through all the different quality levels that he has in the bag. Some of them are very cheap, some are more expensive. And even the more expensive ones were still not very expensive. What was the one was like 2,400?
All I know is I spent all your lira monies.
And the other was 18.
Yeah,
So
lira.
yeah. So basically, I think you spent
Like
about
40.
$150 on those bags.
Yeah. Which I know they're not going to last. I know they're not going to be forever pieces, but they're fun pieces for now. So one day I will have real Louis Vuitton, but for now, it's fun.
All right, and they're just for personal use. We're not going to resell them when we get back to the States.
Yeah, these are for me only. So IRS, don't come for us, okay? Thank you.
All right, guys, so we had a fantastic time exploring Istanbul, checking out the mosques, which are directly behind me. As you can see, we're up on our balcony in our hotel now. Check out the mosques, going to the bazaar. Spent way too much money over the bazaar.
Sorry.
And now I promised the guy at our restaurant hotel that we would have dinner with him tonight. So we're gonna head on down, eat some dinner, maybe have a doner kebab. I don't know. I don't know what's good in Turkey. This is our first meal in Turkey, but I'm excited to try it out. But either way, I think we had a great day. Tomorrow, which will be the next video, we're actually gonna take a day trip over to Troy. So if you wanna check that out, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can follow along. And then we have one last full day here in Istanbul where we still gotta run around. There's some other sites to see. We've got to cross over to Asia, absolutely. So make sure you subscribe if you wanna follow along. After that, we're on to Cairo. So it's gonna be a ton of fun. All right, guys, so here are your pro tips for visiting the mosques and the bazaar. I'd say number 1 is definitely make sure that you dress modestly for the mosques. So for men, that means make sure your shorts cover your knees. For women, you also need to cover your knees, your shoulders, and your hair as well. So make sure you have all that ready to go. Pro tip number 2 is when it comes to shopping, make sure that you check out the exchange rates. There are definitely some cash exchange places offering less favorable rates than other places. Currently, the US dollar is worth about 42 Turkish lira. So keep that in mind. We kind of just been using like the round number of 50 in our head. So every 100 lira is like $2. It's kind of what we're thinking. Check out the different exchange rates. If you can use lira, you're going to get a better price. And pro tip number 3 is definitely pace yourself, because while it is a super walkable city, you can walk around and check it all out. It is quite a bit on hard cobblestones, a little bit of uphill, downhill. So definitely make sure you got proper shoes and pace yourself. Anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Really help us out. With that being said, we're out of here. We'll see you next weekend.
Bye. Let's go.
I'm gonna say let's go again.
Let's go.
And I also have my, no rules in Istanbul. Just drive right down the sidewalk. And so with that being said,
You got your pro tips, bro.